Hey guys, how's it going? Underground Geek here. So I got a couple of videos, or I got a video for you guys. And I got a couple of comics to talk about. This is a twofer today. You're getting a twofer. It's a twofer. And so this month, Marvel is doing the True Believers for Venom. So they're producing a bunch of Venom stories, like classic Venom stories that everybody likes, like the 300th issue of Spider-Man. And they're selling them for $1. So they're actually losing money on these comic books, and they're just producing them. I don't know why they're doing it, but I'm not going to be mad at them because I like Venom. So you got a couple stories here. The first one's Venom Carnage. The other one's Venom versus Spider-Man. Both of them are very fun stories. They both deal with different things. This story deals with a bad guy and a good guy having to team up against something that's even worse. And then this one is about a relationship between Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and him having to deal with evil Venom, which has just got done, like, kidnapping Mary Jane, holding her hostage, and she's all upset. So he's having to deal with that. He's angry about it. So there's all that going on. Now, we'll start out with this one right here. This starts out Amazing Spider-Man Savage Grace. And let's see if it'll tell me. Yeah. So David McKinley, or whatever, is the writer. And Mark Bagley is the penciler. And Randy Emberlin is the inker. Very good. I really like the art in this story. Classic Carnage right there. I mean, just really cool. Carnage was always creepy because he was more slender. That's what made him creepy to me. Slender, and the teeth with the mouth and everything. As opposed to Venom, which is a big hulking dude. He was scary and imposing in his own way. But then you got this creepy kind of almost inhuman style suit here. So we get started here. He is basically assaulting J. Jonah Jameson. He's going to kill him, but he decides to kidnap him. Spider-Man and Venom are teaming up against him because Venom is actually stronger than, or Carnage is actually stronger than Venom because he is a offspring. Each offspring is stronger. And it's almost like they multiply the power. You know, it's like every time it's ×2. So they're teaming up. They get there, but they get there too late. I love this art, man. Love that art. Classic Spider-Man. That's a good story, too. And, oh, they're doing like a whole thing. It says, a collection so long you'll form a symbiote bond with it. Venom. Over 1,000 pages of Venom's greatest history. Okay, cool. June 2018. Omnibus. Okay, Venomnibus. Say that 5 times fast. That's cool. I may get that. I just noticed that. So they show up. They show up too late. Here's the thing. This is like bad cop, good cop. Okay, Spider-Man tries to talk to people. Venom's like, tell me where he is. You know, because he's almost on the edge of being a killer. He's killed before, so. So they're teaming up, and pretty much Spider-Man is teaming up with him because he has no other choice. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And he says, you know, I'll free you and let you go free if you help me here. And this is where it gets kind of dark because he actually, like, Carnage, like, shoved a lady through a wall and killed her. Like, it's pretty dark right there. I mean, like, shoved her through a block wall and killed her. And Venom's like, you know, I'll show you who's bad around here. And so then they figure out where he's went because Cletus, the host for the Carnage symbiote, is a big metal fan. And they see this poster here, so they know they went to the metal concert. We have Axl Rose there. And there's Venom. He shows up and he's like, oh, what a rush. So he instantly starts killing people. And he starts trying to talk to people, and he's saying, you know, you can kill anybody you want. You know, you can be just like me, blah, blah. And you have some people saying, no, we shouldn't do that. And other people saying, yeah, he's right. So it's almost like he's trying to convince everybody that what he's doing is right. Spider-Man shows up, stops him. Venom is able to get a hold of J. Jonah Jameson, push him away. They start in back and forth fighting. It's getting pretty good. Carnage can make these blade weapons. And Spider-Man's got about all he can handle because, once again, he's got a symbiote that he's fighting that he can't sense, but then it's also got brand new weapons that he's never seen before. And then Carnage just starts killing people again. I mean, at this point, he's killed like 6 or 7 people. So they've got to stop him. And so Venom's actually like going to kill this cop to get him out of the way. Spider-Man stops him. They go to chasing after Carnage again. He doesn't get away. This is a pretty cool shot right here. I like this shot because they're coming for him. So then we get some pretty cool action shots. Carnage is actually able to shoot bullets out of his chest. He's able to stop Venom's punch without much effort. Starts trying to tear apart the symbiote. He's able to knock him away. And they knock him on the 3rd rail. And he actually gets electrocuted by the 3rd rail. And survives. I mean, there's so much action right here. He's like, I think I smell something burning. It's him. So they get back. And he has actually captured J. Jonah Jameson to set up a trap. It's a pretty cool shot there. They're getting into action. They're trying to fight him off. They're doing everything they can. And that's when Spider-Man thinks, okay, that's what Spider-Man does. He thinks his way out of a situation. He thinks, there's a sound system. If I turn that sound system frequency up, I can hit him with a supersonic pulse and knock the symbiote off of him. Now, because Venom is an older symbiote, he's stronger with the sonics, okay? So he's able to survive. And at that point, he goes nuts. He goes berserk. And he actually goes after Spider-Man. But guess who shows up? Bum, bum, bum. The freaking Fantastic Four, dude. Is that not awesome? The Fantastic Four showed up in a Spider-Man book. And they stopped him with a sonic gun and with the fire because, you know, those 2 of his weaknesses. And so that's when Venom's trying to tell Spider-Man that he was never innocent. And that's when J. Jonah Jameson says, if Captain America was here, he would have kept his word to Venom and not double-crossed him like you did. He was like, Captain America is perfect. He would have come up with a perfect plan and never had an issue. I am just a man. And men have to make choices. Yeah, make them. And then live with them. That's a pretty cool shot right there. And that's what Spider-Man was all about. He was all about making choices and having to live with the consequences. That was what made him so cool. He was a cool dude, but at the same time he had his flaws. And that's where they really suffer with the new Spider-Man book. Dan Slott does not know how to write someone that can think themselves out of a situation, have flaws like a human, but also be masculine at the same time. He can't do it. He writes them as a feminine loser. He doesn't get how Spider-Man actually is. So it's really sad considering how good this book is. And so, definitely pick that up. It's $1. So the next story here is Venom vs. Spider-Man True Believers, issue number 300. This is like one of the most famous issues right here. Like this goes for big money for the original one. Right off the bat, we've got something sinister. You know something's up. There's Mary Jane. She's crying. The art is by Todd McFarlane. Enough said. Enough said. So we start out. He has just gotten there, but Venom has left. She's crying. She's upset. Now, he still has the black suit. I don't know why he kept the black suit because I don't remember that story. But it's still cool because the black suit's my favorite. I wish he'd kept it longer. So he comes to save her. She's crying. She's upset. She doesn't want to stay there. It really shows the relationship between them two and how upset she is. She doesn't even want to stay in that place. They need to stay in a hotel because she's so upset. So at the same time, we see Venom going back to his apartment. Dark, very decrepit, very unfriendly. You see him change into his person. And then he immediately goes to lifting weights. He's obsessed with being strong enough to kill Spider-Man. That's all he does. And so that's when she's resting. He's talking about things. He says, don't know who the man who broke in was, but from MJ's description, the inhuman thing she saw sounds an awful lot like my old costume. And then he starts talking about the origin of the costume, where they, you know, sent that thing out to, they had a machine that could make him a costume. It sucked the alien in there. Very cool origin, how it took him over, how he had to get separated from it. Cool deal. It's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. And so Mary Jane wakes up. They start talking to each other, and she says, hush, Tiger. When I signed on for better or for worse, I meant it. Now let's get some sleep, okay? That's a very important part right there because he starts to kind of console her, and she says, I know what I signed up for. That's a very important part. That's something else that Dan Slott doesn't understand. And I think he intentionally doesn't want to understand it. She wants to be here. That's why she's here. And then the very next scene, she wakes up from sleep early before he does. Spider-Man's looking like a Chad. And then Mary Jane gets up looking like a fox. And they would never let this costume or let this outfit be in the new comic. They would never let that happen. So she gets up, consoles him. They start talking, making plans. He goes out. Man, that's a cool suit. Look at that shot. I love that. So cool. And so he's trying to investigate. He goes and gets his sonic gun. And he's listening to some voicemails. Puts his clothes on over the costume. Goes out, you know, just being Peter Parker. And that's when you see somebody watching him. And who is it? It's freaking Eddie Brock. So at that point, we get another shot where Mary Jane's out there hanging out. They're taking photos. She says, "Oh, Pooh, you never know till you try. And with a subject like me, how can you go wrong?" She says, "At least give it a shot. What have you got to lose?" "Well, okay, talk to the camera, baby. Yeah." It's like, yeah, that's it, hot. It says, "Now, make me want you. Get it on. All right. Think Cosmo. Think, shouldn't we have a wind machine or something?" And he says, "Oh, heck, I'm not cut out for this. I just feel silly. I'm hopeless." And she says, "Uh-oh, Peter's getting even more depressed. Got to do something to perk him up." She says, "In that case, man of mine, how about we take some snacks for our private collection?" Slowly, Peter's spirits begin to rise. I mean, look at that. She just throws her dress down. Let's take some hot pictures. They would never put that in a book nowadays. She's a hot girl. He's a hot guy. They're in a relationship together. She sees him down on his spirits, wants to perk him up, finds the opportunity to be new, and does that. And then they're hanging out with a family, looking cute again. She's helping with the dishes. I mean, this is an all-American woman right here. He's hugging on his Aunt May. She's loving him. Has a good relationship with him. Then we have a polar opposite right here. Eddie Brock, loner, by himself, sees the opportunity, wants to go after Spider-Man, kills a cop for no reason just because he's in his way. I mean, it's hardcore. So there's more talking going on. They're hanging out with everybody. And more hot chicks. And that's when Spider-Man's swinging through the air. And just as he gets to Eddie Brock's apartment, bam, he's waiting on him. Woo, scary, scary. So that's when he tells him who he is, what he's got planned, the diabolical issues he has with him. Pretty scary looking dude. And that's when he delivers, you know, that I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, then the fight ensues. So they're fighting. He's trying to get his sonic gun. Look at the size difference between Spider-Man and Venom. I mean, he's just towering over him. Big, huge dude. So he's got to think his way out of it. Once again, he's got to think his way out of it. So he's fighting him, uses some of his strength, gets his sonic gun, zaps him with it. That's almost like an homage to one of those covers right there. When he zaps him with the sonic gun, it takes him down, and he's able to get away. He grabs him right before he's able to get away, and the fight continues. Gosh, look how much bigger he is than him. So then he hits him, knocks him out, captures him. He's got like some kind of crazy plan. He's dressed up like a priest. He's going to kill him. And that's when, you know, Spider-Man's able to get out of the situation. He's able to fight Venom. He's going to use the bell to stop him. Pretty cool fight here. I mean, it goes on and on. He's able to defeat him. That's an ugly dude. Look how big Eddie Brock is. Good God. So there's the Fantastic Four again shows up to help him with the Venom and Eddie Brock. He was a weird looking dude. Creepy. He almost looks like that the Alien movie where the guy laid the egg. So there's Mary Jane. She says, "I understand, Peter, really, and I'm glad you're okay." He says, "Then why the icebox treatment? Is it because I had to go right back out again?" He says, "Sweetheart, if I don't show up at the Bugle with the photographs of sometime tomorrow, blah, blah, blah." She says, "I know." She says, "I didn't mean to snap at you, Peter, but you're right. I am upset. Only it's not because of you. It's because of, well, that. After we've after all we've both been through, I don't think I'll ever be comfortable around that costume. So he actually throws the costume in the fire and gets rid of the costume. She says, you know, here's your old costume. And that's when she jumps to him like that right there, throws her clothes off, and it says a lingering kiss, a quick change of clothes, and the legend begins anew. So he's back in his original costume again. Everything is good. Everything is fine. Everything's going great with Mary Jane. She got over her issues. I mean, just great story. This right here is going to be really good, by the way, too. Make sure you get it. But that's what I'm trying to say. These two stories right here blows 10 years of Dan Slott out the window with 2 issues. He does not understand relationships. He does not understand Spider-Man. Definitely doesn't understand Venom and Carnage. These are 2 great stories. Go get them. They're just $1. But I just want to show you guys the differences between an actual writer and somebody that doesn't know relationships in life because they don't go outside. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you like this video. I just want to show you this issues because I love Venom, love Spider-Man. Carnage is awesome. You can't go wrong with these characters. But thanks for watching, guys. And make sure you get these because you'll never see Mary Jane like this again. Underground Geek out.